The streets of Old Lahore were quiet as the call to prayer echoed through the air. The last 10 days of Ramadan had begun, the most sacred nights of the holy month. In a small home near the Badshahi Mosque, 12-year-old Ayaan watched his mother light a candle near a corner of their living room, where she had placed the Quran on a silk-covered stand. "Ayaan, these nights are special," she whispered. "They hold Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. A single prayer on that night is worth more than 1,000 months." Ayaan nodded, though he wasn't sure he fully understood. He had spent the first 2 Ashras of Ramadan fasting and playing with his friends, but now he could feel the change in the air. His mother and elder sister Hira stayed awake longer at night, whispering prayers, their eyes filled with a light he couldn't describe. One evening, after breaking his fast with dates and water, Ayaan followed his father to the mosque for Taraweeh prayers. The imam recited verses of the Quran, his voice rising and falling like waves in a vast ocean. Ayaan closed his eyes, listening carefully, and something stirred in his heart. For the first time, he felt the weight of his deeds, not just the good ones, but also the moments he had been careless, the times he had spoken harshly to his younger cousin or ignored his mother's call. That night he lay awake, staring at the ceiling. What if tonight is Laylatul Qadr, he thought. He remembered the words of his teacher. On this night, Allah writes the destinies of his people. It is a night of mercy and forgiveness. Determined, Ayaan got out of bed and quietly walked to the prayer mat where his mother was sitting, her hands raised in supplication. He knelt beside her and, for the first time in his young life, truly prayed. Not for toys or good grades, but for forgiveness, for kindness, for a heart that would remember these nights forever. As the last Ashra continued, Ayaan found himself drawn more to the mosque, to the Quran, to the simple act of kindness, helping his mother set the table, giving his share of sweets to the poor children outside the bakery, and holding his little cousin's hand when she was scared of the dark. On the 27th night, his father took him to perform itikaf for a few hours, a spiritual retreat in the mosque. Sitting among the men surrounded by the hum of whispered prayers, Ayaan felt something shift inside him. He understood now. Ramadan wasn't just about fasting. It was about becoming a better person, about seeking Allah's mercy, and about carrying the light of these nights into the rest of the year. As Eid approached, Ayaan smiled, knowing that this Ramadan had changed him. The last Ashra had not just been about prayers. It had been about finding himself, about learning what it truly meant to be close to Allah.